How do working mothers juggle between work and family and yet succeed on both fronts? Over to you, Sikta.
Thank you so much, Ranjan, for the great introduction and for having me here. I'm really thrilled. Of course, I qualify for this because I am a working mother. So, but then I'm really thrilled to be here because this is a topic which is very close to my heart as I hold both those roles very passionately. So this becomes a very, close to my heart topic. Now, before I begin, I have some presentation and visuals that I would like to share as I explain the journey that I have gone through and my experiences and learnings and how I have managed it all. But I would like to say that, being a working mom has been a choice and a decision that is being made by me. And as we know, a lot of these choices are based on multiple things. Some of it are from our aspirations, others are probably from the circumstances, situations, and also by just purely maybe a financial need being a drive. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I think what's important to the point that I'm trying to highlight here is that for me, it's important that I have made this choice and I'm proud of this choice. Now, would I have been any less proud if I was probably a stay-at-home mom? My answer is no. I would have been absolutely proud of that as well, because that would have been a choice that I would have made. So with this, I would like to, probably get started. I'll just share my screen. All right, so without further ado, I will get started on what my thoughts have been, around this topic of mom at work, balancing work and family. And like Ranjan just mentioned, that it's probably not for the faint-hearted, but it has been happening and women have been moving forward. So let's see, my experiences around this point. So to start with, when this topic was, when Ranjan discussed this, when you spoke to me about this topic in terms of what makes mom at work an interesting, about this particular piece, why is it such an interesting topic? So as I started to dwell deeper into this, I realized there are probably 3 points that I feel make a lot of impact and making it a very interesting topic. One, I think today the world is a man's world. I know that we have made a lot of strides and there is a lot of effort to actually make it an equal world, but I think we have a long way to go. So as it continues to be a man's world, mom at work is definitely an interesting topic to talk of. Secondly, women are generally considered to be, the epitome, are considered to be superwomen. And the reason I say this is because, as we have seen, and and as you mentioned, Ranjan, that the scale of work, the scope of work, the responsibilities that a woman manages, is probably something that we would perceive a superwoman managing it all. And the world obviously loves to see what goes behind the making of that superwoman. And thirdly, mothers are considered to be epitome of love, sacrifice, care, and work on the other side needs that bit of aggression. So a mom at work is then probably a puzzle at work, which probably makes it all the more interesting to see how a mom at work progresses in her journey. So with that, I will probably move to, before I get into my journey, I would like to just talk about the journey of a working woman. Where does it start and how does it transition into being that mom at work, right? So I think like for every person, every individual, it starts with having those dreams and aspirations to, work, to land in a great job, to perform. And as you can see, it starts with, what I'm going to work, I'm going to, prove myself, prove a point. And I think that's with everyone. It is irrespective of the gender. And we are on cloud 9, we want to achieve it all. The second phase, which I jokingly call it as a merger or acquisition phase, is the marriage phase that comes in. And we realize that we are under new management, and I say this because truly that's how it is, right? So, and here at this stage, again, our role changes from just managing yourself to managing two sides, right? It is managing a family, the new, management that you have entered under, and of course your professional side. So there's a personal side, there's a professional side, which starts to take a lot of focus. So at this stage, of course, this again applies to everyone, to both the parties involved over there, where it takes time to settle in and to move forward, balancing work alongside. Now, the third phase is that of expansion. Again, because that's truly what it is, which is nothing but motherhood. Now, this is where, our discussion would start to kick in terms of being that mother, and then, transitioning into being a working mother. Now, at this, the motherhood is a very interesting phase because it has two sides. On one side, it looks amazing, it looks wonderful. There's so much of love. You just want to hold the baby in your arms, and you have a lot of thoughts. But on the other side, that, as you can see in this image here, that hells will break loose if you just stop, if you just pick your hand off that rocker over there, because your child is just going to start crying. So and that continues through day, night, and so on. So there are those phases of motherhood. So those are those two different sides of motherhood. But the good news which I see at this stage is that this is the stage that would qualify us. If we continue to the next phase, which I will show in a bit, it will qualify us to be into the category of the working mothers, or the mom at work that we're talking about. So what's the last phase? It's basically being back in the race, right? So, from motherhood, we make our own decisions. We choose whether we want to move forward. But if we do, then we are back in the race. Now, how does it look for a mom at work back in the race? I would say it is, it's a very turbulent phase, because you need to transition. There are many thoughts. You are juggling between different things, especially for someone who's a new mother. And the racetrack looks something like this, very honestly speaking, because from my experience as well, while at the motherhood phase, I thought through whether to move forward. I had the same set of thoughts, but then I had my parents' support, and we'll talk about the support system as well. But with that, I decided to move forward. But one thing which never remained the same for me was the racetrack. It definitely changed. So the journey of a woman, a working mother, is definitely a roller coaster ride. And if you see, there could be many exit points. Marriage could be one of the exit points, motherhood, and some might get back in the race and then decide, to prioritize. But all of it is, of course, a choice that a woman makes basis what they think that they would like to prioritize and what they would like to move forward with.